It's a big, big day for Skoda India, or actually Skoda globally, because what we have here is the Kushaq, the culmination of Skoda's India 2.0 project. Now, this is really a big deal for Skoda, not just in India, as I said, but globally, because this car is going to serve a lot of global markets and it is coming out of India. But India is the launch market. It's made its global debut here, and talking to me about it is the head of the Skoda brand in India, Zac Hollis. Zac, a really big day. I think, this is a culmination of, 2 years work when the whole Skoda India operation was rebooted into Project 2.0, and finally we've got this. So I'm sure you're excited, but are you a bit nervous, confident? What are your first feelings?
I'm confident. I mean, at the end of the day, as a sales and marketing guy, if you've got a great product that's well designed, that is right for the marketplace, then it makes our job easier from that point of view. So we've spent the last 2 years getting the market, getting ourselves ready for that. That means expanding the dealer network, improving on customer satisfaction, building the brand, and just really getting the whole organization ready for India 2.0. And we're ready, Hormazd. We are ready.
And looking at the Kushaq, obviously this car has really been tailor-made for the Indian audience. Just wanted to get your sense. You've obviously taken the Indian customer to heart. In the 2 years, what's the sort of feedback you've been getting, and what have you put back into the car as a result of that feedback?
So like every car worldwide, we do clinics. And in clinics, we invite prospective buyers on to have a look at our car and also other cars, and to get their feedback on early designs. One of the things we've done, for example, is the rear tunnel between the rear in the middle of the back. We've lowered it, because in India you need to put 3 people across it, whereas in Europe that's not so important. So that's a very, very key development we've done for India, which is to really lower the tunnel at the back, as an example.
So, certain India-specific things. The rear seat, very important. Ground clearance, very important, and air conditioning, something like that, very important.
Yeah,
what are the few things which are these the things which you've really had to work on and make the car more tailor-made in that sense?
Powerful air conditioning is very, very important. From that point of view, the rear tunnel I just mentioned is very important, and we've got design cues that are right for India. Some of the chrome detailing is very, very important for India as well, and of course we've got one of the longest wheelbases in the longest wheelbase in the segment, which gives great room for the rear passengers, and 385 litres of rear boot capacity too. So it's perfect for India.
So I just want to ask you, how important is the rear seat? Because typically a car like this in Europe, it would be mainly self-driven a lot. But has that been an important focus, or do you think the customer is a combination of someone who enjoys driving, especially when it's got these TSI engines, and someone who's also wants to travel with his family?
I think what we've done is we've taken the MQB platform, which is a worldwide platform, and we've stretched it the maximum we could. So we've got the wheels are really in the corners from that point of view. And what that's done is that's made the interior as big as we possibly could, and including the rear seat capacity. And India is unique from that point of view, whereas many customers, even of this car, also have a driver. So the rear seats have got to be good, they've got to be comfortable and spacious for customers to be taken in. And of course, as you just mentioned, we've got great driving engines, which you had the opportunity to drive back in Goa a few months ago, and it really is a fantastic driving experience.
And just coming to the market, obviously you've come into a segment where there's actually not too many players. It's a big segment right now. Quite frankly, the Koreans have taken the lion's share of that segment between Kia and Hyundai. Do you feel there's a lot of opportunity? Because unlike the compact SUV segment, which is now completely overcrowded, this segment actually has fewer players, a lot more opportunity. And do you think there's, what's the potential?
You're right. This segment at the minute is dominated by the Koreans, and what we're bringing in there is an alternative. So to that, of course, and what we're doing is, as we've said here, we built what matters, is our opinion. So we've got a car that's great to drive, it's high quality, it's very safe, and it's very fuel efficient, and it's a fantastic design, as you can see. And I think it'll attract a lot of buyers in that mid-size SUV market. That segment is also going to grow. It's going to continue to grow, and of course, the total Indian car market will continue to grow. And I think in 10 years, you're going to see a car market between 4.5 and 5 million going forward.
And talking about this segment size, what's this segment going to be, and do you have any sales projections, any sales targets? I know you all don't like to commit to that, but just to get a sense that what percentage of the segment would you be happy with?
So we aim to sell this year 30,000 cars. Of course, we're starting with very low sales at the minute, because this car will start delivery in July, and next year we want to more than double that. to over 60,000 sales, and then we're going towards 100,000. So I wouldn't want to be specific on segment shares or on total sales for this car, but this car will contribute, taking us towards 100,000 cars, which is my target, as I've said to you before.
So 100,000 units in Skoda India, that's pretty ambitious from the number you are right now.
Exactly.
But obviously, you need the sales and service network to kind of take that sort of, I would say, exponential increase or growth, which you're hoping to have. How important is that, and what have you done in that area? Because clearly that's something that's been a focus for you personally since you've been to India.
Exactly. If you're selling 10 to 15,000 cars, you get a network for selling 10 to 15,000 cars. So we had in the past around 60 outlets, pan-India, mostly in metro cities. That was also at the start of 2020. What we've got to do is to get a network that's ready for gearing up to 100,000 sales. And it's a bit like a complete circle. You get the network, the sales increase. The sales increase, you've got a business case for more dealers in smaller cities. So that means by the end of this year, we'll be 150 sales outlets pan-India, and ultimately we'll go to 200. So we want to have much greater reach. But that's not only in terms of sales, but also in terms of service potential, because we need to be where people are. I think that's very important that we got that. Many of the complaints that I get written to me is, and I talk to customers quite a lot through social media, is you don't have a service centre. I love your cars, but you don't have a service centre near me. So we need to be much closer to our customers. So that's been very important, and it's been a big focus. It wasn't easy last year to do that, because during the lockdown, I can't send my team to a particular city to say, let's have a look at a possible site or talk to a partner, because it wasn't possible to travel. But nevertheless, we've gone from 65 to 100, and we'll be at 150 by the end of this year.
But looking at the Kushaq, where do you see the demand mainly? I would imagine this would be more on the Class A and urban areas, or do you think there's even potential in Tier 2 and Tier 3 cities?
I think completely pan-India, completely. I mean, there's going to be demand in metro cities, but what we've done is, we've opened the website for expressions of interest, and we're looking at that from a city perspective, and it's not just metro cities that we've got expressions of interest from. It's all pan-India metro cities, Tiers 2 and Tier 3 cities. So we know where the expressions of interest have come from because they put their city there. So that's really helped us as well.
And last question, how important is this model, let's say, for the future of Skoda? Because clearly this is going to give you or a kickstart for the volume and the target you need. So getting this is, absolutely, you have to get this absolutely right. No second chances with this. So just want to understand, this is super critical for Skoda in India.
Absolutely. We've invested 8,000 crore in India to develop 4 cars, 2 for Skoda and 2 for Volkswagen. So this car has to be successful for us, and I'm confident it will be successful for us. And my job as a sales and marketing guy is easy when the car's fantastic. That really helps, and I think we've got a great car with a great range of engines, great driving, and all what I think which is right for Indian customers. So I'm very confident about this car, and it will be priced competitively, because at the end of the day, if I'm going to sell a volume, I've also got to price it competitively.
You mentioned 4 cars between your 2 brands. Obviously, they're going to be sister cars. So how much of an advantage, disadvantage, or let's say how much competition is it going to be from, let's say, a sister brand? Obviously, you've got certain synergies, but then the cars are also similar in certain spec, which is also adds to the competition. So just your thoughts on that, and how you're going to stand out, not only from Volkswagen, but from the Koreans as well.
I think if you look at this car and you compare it to the car from Volkswagen, you've got completely different design. This looks like a Skoda. Its characteristics are a Skoda, not only exterior but interior, and Volkswagen also has that family Volkswagen resemblance. So we're appealing to different people from a different design. Of course, people are going to compare the 2 cars. It's only natural, because the size of the cars will be similar from that point of view. But from a styling perspective, they look different, exterior and interior, and I'm confident that they will take a big section of the market between them. What we haven't got is what we've perhaps seen in the past, which is more badge engineering. Here we've got 2 very different cars designed on the same platform with the same engine and gearbox combinations.
But you still think brand, the service experience, service perception, brand perception will play a big role also in cars that are somewhat similar?
This is very, very important. I mean, at the end of the day, all you have is your brand. Your brand is very important, and what we've got in India, as people have told me, you've told me also, is we have a value luxury brand, and what we're trying to do throughout the whole sales and service experience is also replicate that value luxury experience throughout everything what we're doing. And we've done that with our dealers. We have some great dealers with really nice CI's corporate identity, and we're working on cultural improvement programs throughout that. So yes, brand is very, very important, and we're working on our brand, and of course Volkswagen will work on their own brand, but I'm confident that both these cars will work well in the marketplace together, and we will be very successful.
Well, wish you all the best.
Thank you very much.
Big
Good
day
to
for
talk
you.
to you. Absolutely.
Look forward to
Very
driving it
exciting.
finally.
Yes, thank you.
So that was Zac Hollis of Skoda, very, very confident, of course, very excited about his all-new baby, the all-new SUV from Skoda that's been launched. This car will be going on sale sometime in May, June, and stay tuned for the first drive of it.